The president is known to keep the itinerary of his foreign trips tight, filling in the idler in between spaces with productive engagements with business leaders or sideline encounters with counterparts on the world stage. As such, a bilateral meet will be held tomorrow, along with a scheduled face-off with Lithuania's head of state and Singapore's newly minted leader before Shangri-La Dialogue keynote address. Our Kenneth Pasyente tells us more.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. believes that talking in front of world leaders at the 21st edition of the International Institute for Strategic Studies, or Shangri-La Dialogue 2024 here in Singapore, will have a great impact on the Philippines. The president said the mere fact that the Philippines received the invite is already a big deal and a sign of acknowledgement that the Philippines has faced challenges on its territory and sovereignty. This is also an opportunity to articulate and state to other countries the country's position on sovereignty.
And not only the Philippines, but this affects the region and it affects the world. So what I will present in the Shangri-La Forum on the day after tomorrow is going to essentially try to explain the position of the Philippines for both legally and geopolitically and diplomatically, and how we see the ways forward for the Philippines and for the region.
The chief executive also stressed the importance of the West Philippine Sea in world commerce and trade, not only in the Indo-Pacific region, but in the entire world.
It really involves the global economy already. And so that is why I think the Philippines' position is going to be important in the decision-making of many of the policymakers around the world.
According to Philippine Ambassador to Singapore, Medardo Macaraig, the president's keynote speech will set the tone of the dialogue.
You don't invite somebody here to be the keynote speaker, and that the country he represents not being important, you know. So it's also something.
Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro will also participate in the Shangri-La Dialogue and join the high-level plenary sessions, which will discuss defense and diplomacy issues. Other DND officials will also meet with their counterparts to discuss defense programs and projects. Indonesian President-elect Prabowo Subianto and U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd James Austin III are expected to attend. Before the president's expected keynote speech, he will also have a series of meetings, including a bilateral with the new President and Prime Minister of Singapore. These to maintain the good relations between the two countries.
It will be a reaffirmation of our close ties, the reaffirmation of our of what we have agreed, our commitments, and of course they will also try to move forward with some of our some proposals on both sides.
President Marcos Jr. will also have a bilateral meeting with the Republic of Lithuania's Prime Minister Ingrida Simonite. From Singapore, Kenneth Pasyente from the National TV Network for a new and better Philippines.